Ladies and gentlemen, I was listening to a podcast 2 days ago. Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's a little younger than I am. He's 51, I'm 57. He works out like I do. He's bald like I do. I guess I connect with him on a certain level. I think he has more followers on YouTube. Yes, I think he has like 55 million followers, and I have 17. So there is a disparity there. But he was interviewing C.T. Fletcher, legendary powerlifter, and C.T. Fletcher had a heart transplant, and this discussion resulted in some contemplation on death, mortality, immortality, and Joe Rogan said something that just opened up this window of like the deepest philosophical thoughts I could have. And what Joe Rogan said, and I've heard this before, but it really hit home, as I was listening to Joe Rogan. He said, maybe we don't have to accept death or aging. Maybe aging is a disease. Maybe aging is not an inevitable part of life. Maybe with technology and medicine, we can live a lot longer and have healthy 25-year-old bodies. So I started thinking, what if technology, genetic reengineering, medicine breakthroughs, what if technology was such that we could have like a 25-year-old body for 400 years and live to like 500? I started thinking about that, and it presents a lot of problems that fascinate me. I mean, not just logistical problems, but philosophical problems. Are we ready to live to 500? And so here's the first thought I had. And I discussed some of these questions with my students. I had some fantastic answers that I'll bring in here. Number one, are we going to be getting sick of stuff that we like? I mean, we like stuff, but after 500 years, are we going to get sick of it? I love making my coffee in the morning. I love doing preacher curls with the easy curl bar over the preacher bench. I love doing dumbbell curls. I love getting a bicep pump. I love doing tricep presses. I love the whole thing, man. I love doing the kettlebell squats, but am I going to get sick of that after a while? Am I going to get sick of going on a junk cheat day run to get my carne asada burrito? Am I going to get sick of having Indian food? How much rota can I have, you know? Curry and rota. So I don't know, mango chutney and whatnot. When am I going to get sick of peanut butter pie? When am I going to get sick of my podcast? You just get sick of stuff. What if you have an amazing marriage? I mean, after 400 years, what if even an amazing marriage curdles into this really bad cottage cheese? What if you have a really high self-esteem, but you even get sick of your own self? You know, for the first couple hundred years, you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you say, I like you, man. I really like you. You're so cool. And after a few hundred more years, though, you're like, dude, I am so sick of you. I don't even want to live with you anymore. You're gross. So there's the notion of getting sick of anything, even good things. And that concerns me. Next thing that concerns me is you live to 500. You got to make a lot of money. You got to keep making money. You're probably not going to retire till 400. How do you stay relevant on the job? It's so hard to be relevant anyway. Even living to 100 and retiring, let's say 65 or 70, you have to constantly stay current with technology, and with even I have to do stuff. As a professor, we're using something called Canvas, and the technology, you know, it's CurriculaNet, it's Curricula this, Curricula that, Canvas that. They keep giving us these different software platforms to do our jobs, and they have new vendors, and then they get a cheaper vendor, and they get rid of the old vendor, and we got a new technology, and we go to these orientations, and we learn the tech, and then we forget the tech, and we have to relearn it, and we have to go on YouTube, and boom, 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 boom. Imagine living to 500. How do you stay relevant, you know? So relevance would be a big issue. The third thing, man, you're 500. One of my students said, your brain might not be able to, well, not even your brain, your heart might not be able to handle all the people that you love who you're going to lose. I mean, we already lose enough people if we live to 90 or 80 or 100. Imagine living to 500. Could you really lose so many people that you love over 500 years? And it reminds me of a machine in one of my favorite movies of all time, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, where there's a machine that can erase all your memories of all the pain and suffering that you went through because of the people that you loved in life, and the loss, the heartbreak. And would we really be fully human if we could have such a machine to deal with our inability to process all of that loss? That would concern me. Here's another thing, man. Can our brain handle living 500 years? That's a non-stop life challenges. Boom, boom, boom. 500 years? Seriously? I mean, my students were telling me, my students are 18, and they're going, no, we would be exhausted, McMahon. We can't live to 500. I mean, living to 100 is a fatiguing proposition in its own right. 500 is not happening. So one of my brilliant students, he said, McMahon, here's the thing. If we could live to 500, we'd have to create a machine that would, every 20 years, it would put us in a pleasant dream coma. Imagine that, a pleasant dream coma, so you can just disappear from existence for like a year, and you'll wake up and then you're rebooted, you know? That's fascinating. So in other words, every time you have technology that helps you in one thing, it necessitates a new technology to complement the direction that you're going right there. So we probably have to go into a pleasant dream coma every, I don't know, 10, 20 years. Just take a break. We want to do that anyways, don't we? Number 5. This is the deepest question of all for me. If we are living to 500 with technology, are we really living life, or are we just hanging on to life? Is hanging on to life the same as living life fully? What if technology that helps us live to 500 takes our eyes off the ball? What if the ball is to live a fulfilling, meaningful, purposeful life? What if living to 500 and finding technology that helps us live longer like that, what if that's not the point? What if that's just hanging on to life? Do we just want to hang around for as long as we can? Something seems off to me. You know, I don't have all the answers to this. What if maybe you can live maybe you can even live a more purposeful life if you live to 500 because of the added wisdom? I don't know. And that's why I want to thank Joe Rogan for bringing that up. I never sat down and thought of the philosophical problems and ramifications of living to 500. Hey, tell me what you think, man. Do you want to live to 500? Are we capable of it? Is it a way of taking our eyes off the ball? Are we just hanging on to life? Is it going to impede us from finding the meaning of life for ourselves? I want to know. I want to explore this further. I think I want to become a philosopher. All right, tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, I'm out.